Level 1. The Witness. You are walking home on an ordinary night when you see something you were never supposed to see. You do not make a decision in that moment. You freeze completely. You watch from a distance without being noticed, and then you walk away as quickly as you can without actually running. You tell yourself it is none of your business. You tell yourself you did not really see what you think you saw. You tell yourself a lot of things that night lying. Awake in your apartment, staring at the ceiling and listening to the city outside. But in the morning, you call the police. The officers who come to take your statement are professional and calm. They write everything down carefully and ask follow-up questions and thank you for coming forward. You feel like you did the right thing and you go to work and try to have a normal day. It almost works. Almost. Then the federal agents call. They explain that what you witnessed is connected to something much larger than you understood when you made that call. They explain that your testimony could be significant to a case that has been building for a long time. They walk you through the process carefully and professionally, and at no point do they tell you directly that your life is about to change permanently. But that is exactly what they mean, and somewhere underneath the professional language you already understand it. You testify. You sit in the witness stand in a formal courtroom, and you say what you saw clearly and answer every question put to you as honestly as you can. At one point during the proceedings, you look across the room and the person you are testifying against looks directly back at you. The look lasts only a second. It communicates everything it needs to without a single word being spoken. You look away first. After the testimony, the federal agents pull you aside in the courthouse corridor. Their tone is different from before, more careful and more direct at the same time. They tell you that the people involved are dangerous and well-organized. They tell you that your name is now known to them. They tell you that they have received credible information suggesting you are at risk. They say all of this without alarm in their voices, which somehow makes it more frightening than if they had been alarmed. That night, you find a message on your phone from a number you do not recognize. It does not say much. It does not need to say much to be understood completely and immediately. The dark car appears outside your building 2 days later. Parked across the street in the same position for too long, you call the agents immediately. They arrive quickly. The conversation at your kitchen table that follows is the one that changes everything. They use the word protection. They explain what witness protection actually means in practice, what it requires, what it costs, what it gives. They tell you that you have time to consider it, but honestly, not very much time at all. You have 24 hours to decide. You spend those hours walking slowly through your apartment, looking at everything as if seeing it for the first time or the last time, which amounts to the same thing. A sofa you bought when you first moved in, books you have been meaning to reread for years, photographs of people you love arranged on a shelf, the coffee mug you have used every single morning for so long you genuinely cannot remember where you got it or when. You call your parents that evening, but you cannot tell them what is happening. You call your closest friend, but you cannot say the thing you most need to say. You have never felt more completely alone while speaking to people who genuinely love you. You sign the documents the next morning. They give you a new name, a new date of birth, a new city, a folder containing the fully documented history of a person who has never existed anywhere except in those carefully prepared pages. You sit in a plain institutional room and read about yourself, a version of yourself who grew up somewhere you have never been, studied something you never studied, worked in jobs you have never done. You practice saying the new name out loud in front of a small mirror, and it sounds like someone else's name, because it belongs to someone else, and the work ahead of you is to make it yours through sheer repetition. Night before you leave, you return to your apartment one final time. You are permitted one small bag. You walk through each room slowly. You leave your keys on the kitchen table. You close the front door behind you. You do not look back down the hallway because you have decided you cannot afford to. The new city is ordinary and completely unfamiliar. The new apartment is clean and impersonal, furnished with things chosen by no one for no one in particular. The new job is one you did not choose and did not want. You use the new name every day, and after enough weeks it stops feeling foreign every single time. You discover which cafe makes the best coffee on the walk to work. You learn which neighbor acknowledges you and which one does not. You learn the rhythms of a neighborhood that has no memory of you. You build a surface of ordinary life over an absence that is always there underneath, no matter how ordinary the surface becomes. You cannot contact anyone from before, not your parents, not your friends, not a single person who knew your real name and your real history. You write letters sometimes in the evenings that you never send. You keep them in a box on the bookshelf. It is the only place in the new life where you are still entirely and honestly yourself. Months become a year. A year becomes more. The case concluded long ago. The people involved are where they should be. The agents check in less often now. By every practical and official measure, you are safe. But safety and freedom are not the same thing. You know that now in a way that most people fortunately never have to learn from the inside. You live a life that functions. You have a routine and a neighborhood and people who recognize your face even if they do not know your story. Some mornings it almost feels genuinely like yours, and some mornings you wake up, and for exactly 1 second before full consciousness arrives, you are still the person you were, before the night you walked past that alley, before you made the call, before you did the right thing and discovered the price that comes attached to it that nobody mentions to you in advance. 1 second, then the new name, then another ordinary day,